you're gonna have to use fertilizer to get this cycle started.
So tell them what we're looking at.
Well, this is our cover crop mix we put out about a month ago. This stuff here. Oh, come on. I assume that's the radish or the turnip. I'm not sure which. But this junk sacrifice area. So we had leftover seed from planting some other spots. So I figured we just go ahead and run it out here and see if we can't help this area too. It's coming up around the corner here too pretty well. It actually come up, I think it's coming up well in here in general. It's hard to seed this because it's such a tight area with that giant no-till grow we have.
It's this light leaved stuff here, and here, and some more there, and there's some right there.
Look at her, Mom.
And it's coming up like crazy over there.
We're done. I'm done. Whoa. Them have tail, Mom. Come on. Look at all those guys.
It's not really coming up where the soil's bad over there. Or right here, quite frankly. But it is coming up a little bit right there. So, overall impressions?
It's coming up. We'll see. It's the idea is to give them a little something to eat this winter if the goats don't eat it all now. So they're not. The goats don't seem to be going after it. I don't know if it's a good sign or a bad sign.
I guess I'll see it, Mom. I guess I'll see it.
You kissed Ophelia?
We'll go get her, Mom. We'll go there, Mom. We'll go look at her.
Mm-hmm.
Her pooping.
Thanks. Okay, thanks.
Why poop? No. At her tail.
To improve the soil and to give them something to eat this winter when they're in here, because typically they just get hay while they're in here. There's not much to eat. It's been worn down pretty good, but that's kind of the point of the area, is to keep our pastures nice through the winter. And we, as they call it, a sacrifice area. So we sacrifice the usefulness of this to keep the rest of it good.
I'll have her. They're not coming. They're not coming.
It's not coming up as well as we want it to come up, though.
Well, part of the problem is we're putting it in areas where the soil's bad, so.
Yeah, but we're putting it in to improve the soil.
Yeah, but it's got to have something to get started. It's not going to just grow in nothing.
Oh,
So we
goats are
fertilized.
trying to escape.
We fertilized out front, in front of the house where we did it. Hoping that'll get it to come up.
Something else we're battling. Does anybody else have this problem? The darn groundhogs. This was a really nice pasture. The sheep just came off of this, and the dang groundhogs kicked up all that dirt, and now there's big holes for the sheep to, or the cows to twist their leg in. So we're gonna have to come out of here, fill those back in. So if anybody has a good suggestion for getting rid of groundhogs, let me know. So we planted this stand about 5 years ago. It's a King's grazing mix. It has white clover, red clover, some tall fescue. There's a late heading orchard grass, some chicory, and some other stuff. And you can see it's still pretty patchy. It's been 5 years, and we've been rotationally grazing this for 5 years. So there's been a lot of animals on this ground. We've got the sheep. We just moved the sheep into this paddock. There's about 30 ewes out there, and this is about a 1/4 acre paddock. And Dan can tell you the numbers of how many times sheep have been on this paddock, but they've probably been on this paddock in a year. They probably hit it about 4 times. So over the last 5 years, 4 times a year, that's how often they've been out here. So 20 times we've had sheep on this ground, and we are making headway. This land, it's really windy out here, sorry. This ground, you can tell, is a lot richer green than that ground over there. And that's our hay ground, and that's practically yellow. And we have done some winter stockpiling over there and grazing over the winter, but really the animals are only ever on one spot once over there, whereas they rotate in and out of these paddocks. I mean, that is a stunning difference between that and that over there. And that's because we've been rotationally grazing and we've gotten good results. Now, our problem is there's still bare spots. Even just in this, it looks nice and thick, but if you really get in close, that's bare ground. There's not a whole lot of soil armor, as Gabe Brown likes to say. And, even that has some dead grass and stuff covering the soil, but that's bare. So it's frustrating because it's been 5 years and we've been working really, really hard to regenerate this. And it doesn't happen overnight, and you can't rush it either, because the more often you put sheep on it, the higher your parasite load is going to be. You've got to give it that time to recover so that the parasite cycle can break. And we struggled with that our first couple of years. We were rotating too quickly and we were getting parasite problems in our sheep. And I think now we've worked that out and we are getting to the point where we have enough recovery time. But it means that our ground suffers. Our soil doesn't have the same amount of fertility, which is unfortunate.